A lot of people don't know the history of Gua Sha. I mean, a lot of people, when they just see the name Gua Sha, perhaps you're looking at Instagram or TikTok, and there's someone doing very slow movements over their face, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm doing Gua Sha," and that's your exposure of what Gua Sha is. And that's actually technically not really what it is, although it looks like it. It's actually a lot more complicated than that, and it has a long history. And people know acupuncture that comes from Chinese medicine, and people know herbal medicine that comes. I'm sorry, there's a mosquito. People know these terms from Chinese medicine because they came in a certain lineage within the history of Chinese medicine. But what happened with Gua Sha is that it was never part of those techniques that came from Chinese medicine. It was actually used in poor communities. It wasn't used in like the rich court with princes and emperors. It was just used in the villages, and this is where it comes from. And it was used to fight infectious diseases. Something like 500 years ago, it was documented in helping people to get over these serious diseases. And ever since then, it's mainly used for fighting colds and flu, and passed from generation to generation. So it's a totally different kind of lineage to the more affluent acupuncture and Chinese medicine. And so this is where it comes from. It comes from a place which is kind of dirty in the mud, fighting illness. And so, and what you're seeing is like a very kind of fine, slow techniques, which again, it is part of it. But if you know where it comes from, you can then understand what these techniques, for example, if you're doing face, if you know that it was to fight disease, you can then use the principles that for fighting disease to fight whatever's going on in your face. So it's actually the same thing, no matter what you're doing with Gua Sha. I always explain this, that it's the same principle, whether you're fighting a disease or whether you want to kind of bring out radiance in the face. Exactly the same principles, no matter how you're using Gua Sha, which makes it really fascinating.